It is the most debated 59 seconds of film ever shot. In 1967, two men captured the enigmatic blueprint for Bigfoot, a tall, muscular creature turning to look directly into the camera. We'll examine the biomechanical evidence, the alleged hoaxes, and why this legendary footage remains the one piece of evidence that skeptics cannot definitively debunk. Is it a fraud, or did they capture the impossible? Tonight on Newsworthy, two words and two question marks.
He's alive! Have you checked the children? Get out!
You have scoured the podcast world and finally found us, Newsworthy with Steve and Jerry, where we delve into all things mysterious, macabre, or out of this world, and decide if they are truly newsworthy. Two words and two question marks.
Hi, this is Ed Locke with USA Mortgage. When it comes to buying a home, the process can be overwhelming and confusing. With so many options, it can be hard to know where to start. That's why it's important to work with a certified mortgage loan originator. I have the knowledge and expertise to guide you through the process and find the best mortgage option for you. I will work with you every step of the way to ensure that you are getting the best deal possible. So if you're looking to purchase or refinance, please reach out to me at 502-680-0953. So don't take on the stress of buying a home alone. Work with me and I will make your dream a reality. Trust the professionals and make your home buying experience a positive one. MLS ID 448908, DAS Acquisition Company, LLC, doing business as USA Mortgage, MLS ID 227262. This is not a commitment to lend. Additional terms and conditions apply. USA Mortgage is equal housing opportunity.
Woo! I was excited. Sorry.
Jerry is back.
Yes, I am.
Back. He's front. He's in the middle. He's all over. Jerry is omnipresent.
Apparently so.
How was your guys' week this week?
Mine was good. Yours?
Pretty good. I did have a tub of margarine that fell on my foot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, still hurts. Can't believe it's not better.
Yeah. I would agree. You don't like that, Steve?
What's wrong?
You don't like that? Seriously? Name a better brand.
What?
Name a better brand.
Anything that's real butter. How's
Oh,
that?
100%.
He
I
started
would-
off tub of margarine. You think tub of butter? A brand of margarine.
No, there's no such thing as a good tub of margarine.
Dude, Truly used to get the Blue Bonnet
Yeah.
butter. It's like 97 cents. And I was like, dude, you realize that's basically plastic. She's like, but it's 97 cents. We can't afford the real butter.
Margarine.
We only get butter now.
You can't afford not to have real
I
butter.
keep both in my house, and I shouldn't because I try to use. But when it comes to a piece of toast,
Mhm.
you can't spread butter.
Yes, you can.
No.
Yes,
You leave it
can.
out.
Yeah.
You have a tub. We have a butter tub that we just leave out all
Now
the
I
time.
know why you got your family's always sick. You leave dairy out.
It's fine. It lasts for
It's
weeks.
designed to be out. Yeah.
It does. It lasts for a long time out of refrigeration.
You probably put your bread in the fridge, don't
What do you think
Never.
happens to it? You think it doesn't mold or anything? I mean, in that time frame. And usually,
yeah,
I use butter so much that it lasts 2 or 3 days, one stick.
If you're talking about you can leave margarine out. It'll
Right.
be
I'm
fine.
talking about butter.
forever.
For
Real butter.
dairy. Real butter you can leave out.
Yeah. Try it.
Yeah.
Get you a butter tub. And you
Why do
try
you
it.
think they made those?
I'm gonna,
Why do you think they made those that sit on the table with a little where your stick of butter went back in the old days?
that was for during the meal. And then after the meal, the people
Ain't
that
nobody
had
putting that
brains
thing
put
back
the
in.
crap back
It's so
in
that
the
it can soften.
refrigerator.
In room temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Jerry.
So you
I'm
can
going to go
spread it.
ahead and buy a plaque because I'm going to have to be attending your all's funerals before long. So I'm going to have my plaque ready. I told them, put the friggin' butter in the refrigerator.
Well, okay. Would you rather eat butter that's been sitting out or margarine, which is basically
which
plastic.
is safer. There's no doubt margarine is horribly bad for you.
So there you
Horribly
go.
bad. This is a true story. I knew a pharmacist in Monticello. He was the Charles, crap, his name will come to me in a minute. The F&H drugstore in Monticello, Kentucky for many years. And he was telling an uncle of mine way back to not use margarine. And he said, I'll prove to you that it is not good. It's not healthy. He said, I want you to take a stick of margarine. And it was the middle of summer, hot as crap. He said, I want you to put it on a plate and set it outside in the middle of the sun and leave it. Not for an hour or two, not for a day or two, for a week. And come back and tell me what you're left with. And he come back and he said it ended up this brick that nothing would touch. Birds wouldn't mess with it. Squirrel, nothing would touch it after it's set in the sun. So if it's going to do that sitting in the sun, what do we think it's going
Right.
to do in our bodies?
It's
Margarine's
one
not
or
good.
two molecules away from plastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
Literally.
I remember I told I learned that in like elementary school. Like some kid was saying it. And I went home and told my parents about it. They were like, no way. They wouldn't be able to sell it.
That's what we all think.
That's what they, and here we go. We're just going to get into it a little bit. I don't care. Robert F. Kennedy is like the best thing about the Trump
Oh, 100%.
administration.
110%.
Parts,
What?
not the anti-vax crap.
He's not really anti-vax.
Bull crap.
He's
He is
he's more-
100% anti-vax. He has said there's no vaccine made that's safe. He has already said that he doesn't even believe in the measles, mumps, and rubella. And that's going back 40, 50 years. When it comes to COVID, your all's argument has always been, well, there's not been enough research. Okay, fine. You're telling me there's not enough research on the MMR vaccine?
You're going to get me fired. You realize that. Right?
I'm just telling you, this is what he said. And let me explain why I get so adamant. To argue that he's not anti-vax is killing people, because there's people who listen to him and believe him. And when they hear his anti-vax and start questioning whether or not they should vaccinate their children, proven fact that the rates of several of these diseases have gone up in the last 3 or 4 years. And there's no doubt
Well, it was
what
happening.
is
It was
doing.
happening before then. It was happening before RFK started became. It was before Trump got presidency, obviously.
Sure.
So there's
But
been a trend.
how long has the anti-vax movement been going? That's when all of this started. That's when these guys, I'm just telling you, it's dangerous. A lot of what he says about vaccines is absolutely dangerous.
I was mainly focused on what he's doing for our food.
I would
and what we're
totally
allowed
agree
to
You
with
see
that.
where Walmart just said that they're
Yeah.
getting rid of all their dyes and stuff.
Good. Good
Which
for
is,
them.
I mean, great value. I mean, I get mostly great value stuff.
By the
Yeah.
way, props to Aldi's, who did exactly that about 12 years ago,
Mhm.
before it was even a thing. So props to the companies who really
I need to
truly
shop there
were.
more. I've never been actually. so,
Really?
Yeah, I know.
I've been one time.
Did you like it?
I don't remember. I was there for like 0.3 seconds.
Hmm.
I love that store.
Anyways,
Speaking of food and all this stuff, man, last week's been hard, Brett. Hard.
really
Yeah.
hard as a stick of margarine set out in the sun.
Well, no, I've just gotten over an addiction that I've had for a long time.
Mm.
Chocolate, marshmallow nuts. My gosh, it was a rocky road.
And he made fun of yours.
I know. let me pull Steve.
That's a good look on you, actually. You should just keep that. Hey, look, our viewership went up 300 when you covered your face.
By the way, I Googled it. Not that I don't trust you guys, but basically, I don't trust you guys. I Googled it, and it says it is safe to leave salted, pasteurized butter out on the counter for a few days, up to a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
depending on the temperature of the kitchen. Again, it does need to be salted butter. If you have unsalted,
That's good to know.
whipped, or homemade butter, it should be refrigerated after only a few hours.
Yeah, we get salted. So there you
We
go.
do too.
I didn't know that though, so I'm glad I wasn't getting unsalted.
Well, I mean,
But it makes sense because
Yeah, it
the
does,
salt
it does.
takes all the moisture out of it.
I think we've covered our PSA for the day between the anti-vax and the margarine. And
Eat
when
some,
you need to,
eat some butter.
there you go. And eat some butter
Get
and don't the
vaccinated.
margarine. I was wondering if you guys could help me. I just can't seem
Probably
to find
not.
a job that I can keep. Sure, y'all remember I used to work at a candle factory, but I got burnt out. So I became an organ donor. That one took it out of me. Then I worked for the city building cul-de-sacs. That was a dead end job. Worked for a carpet cleaning company for a while. Man, that job sucked. Then I went to work for a horse farm. That was pretty stable until they saddled me with more responsibility. Went to work for a factory making tailpipes. That job was way too exhausting. I'm sure y'all remember my last job was at Pepsi, but I got canned. Tested positive for Coke. So if y'all have any suggestions, I could certainly use that.
Oh man.
Told you I had a long one.
Jerry wins this week. Jerry wins.
I think they
this
give me
week.
that award based on quantity, not quality.
Whew.
That was a good one. So
I bet you are. Did you get fired from the juice factory too?
Juice factory?
Yeah,
Probably.
right. Because you couldn't concentrate.
You saw that, huh? I'm going to use that one too. Yep. I'm going to use that one. Nah, I think 8's pushing it. There's a couple others in there good. Some of them were bad.
Well,
You saw
Alright.
that one and didn't want to use it, huh?
aren't you glad you didn't use it then?
Yeah, that's
Ooh, Devil's Heat. Is that hot?
no, you tried it before.
Devil's Heat, Smoking Gun Beef Jerky, Cryptid 10. Get 10% off
We had
all their
to
products.
beg you.
Yeah, I remember. Now I'm gonna
But
try
then
it.
you tried it and you was like, yeah, it's not
Yeah,
much heat.
This
It
is
was
my
a little
favorite
bit.
one. Is Devil's Heat. That's the favorite one. My favorite one I've had.
I really like the bison.
The bison is good.
What do you think?
It was very good. I'd prefer it with a little heat.
That was kind of where I was at. Yeah.
A little heat just adds a depth of flavor that I love.
Mhm.
You can get too hot, too much, but I love a little.
That's what people like about me. I had a little heat.
No heat. No, you didn't act like that first time you had it.
This is a lot hotter than the first time I had it. Is it hotter than it was last time? What does that mean?
Maybe it's
That means he wasn't going to say anything before you tried it. There
We'll
goes
be
the
editing
PG
that
rating.
out.
Look at the time.
around 9 minutes.
Makes it easier to.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you like that, huh?
No, not on here. Wow. Yeah,
Can't let a perfectly good piece of jerky go to waste.
Absolutely.
ain't perfectly good. Hot.
You just tanked our sales here.
I think Steve said, "Why is so spicy?"
I didn't tank our sales. If people like hot jerky, that's the one to go with. It's called
Devil's
Devil's
Heat.
Heat for a reason. Whew.
To be fair, yeah, when
To
you're
be
like, oh, is
fair.
that one hot? It's literally called Devil's Heat.
Shut your head.
Nope. It ain't hot at all.
I don't know why you hate me. Why you hate me? Also, I do play above table, so I'll remember that. You ain't getting any armor.
I mean, it's a big armor for my character.
No, you get none.
For those who don't know what they're discussing, it's D&D nerd stuff.
It's not D&D nerd stuff. It's just D&D.
You're right. The nerd goes. That's synonymous with it, so
It's
it doesn't need to
implied.
be said.
Terry,
The nerd is silent.
there you
Nerd
go.
is silent. I like
Speaking of nerds, we got a great topic tonight.
We do.
The original, the OG, the
Yep.
beginning, the origin, the what's another word for beginning? I'm all out of the thesaurus truck wrecked on the way
Yeah.
over here, and I didn't get my thesaurus.
I think the OGs just sums it up. And, you can't get better than that. That's the best
If you-
description of.
Right. If you think of a Bigfoot video, this is the one you think of.
Patterson Gimlin film. Oh, man,
It'd be nice if you had a beverage
it would be nice. I do. I am drinking
out of a Taylor Swift
unsweet
The
tea
Eras tour.
out
cup.
of my teacup. This is my teacup, my Taylor Swift teacup.
Now we understand. It's so spicy. Said the man with a Taylor Swift teacup.
I ain't going to get into music. I am not going to talk music with you. because you were so wrong as they wasted my breath.
Oh, man.
I listen to.
Why's your nose sweaty? Oh, that's right, because the jerky's hot.
My eyes are sweating. It is hot.
Dang. I've never heard you say that before. They must be.
Well, there was one that I can't remember which one it was. It was hot. I can't remember which one it was, but
I do, because y'all made me eat it.
it was that one that I feel like Robin. I mean, you even said it was too high. I can't remember what it was, but
And she was like,
it had like Carolina Reaper and stuff in it. But anyways, Patterson Gimlin film.
let's do it. So the Patterson Gimlin film is one of the most iconic and controversial pieces of footage in cryptozoology and all of film. I think it's easy to say that. Here are just a few of the compelling facts. I am. My mouth is so hot.
That heat's tearing you up.
Woo! I like spice. I do not like heat, and the heat is fired me up.
You do not like spice. Let's be honest.
No, I do like spice. I love Creole. I love food that is very spicy. I do not like, but there is a difference between spicy and hot.
I agree.
On October 20th, 1967, in Bluff Creek, North Carolina. Man, I am having issues today. October 20th, 1967, Bluff Creek, Northern California, in the Six Rivers National Forest, Roger Pattinson, and Bob Gimlin stumbled upon at a creek bed what could only be described as a large bipedal hair-covered creature claimed to be a female Bigfoot. We'll get into a little bit of why that is claimed and why that's important, at least from my perspective. The camera used was a 16 millimeter Kodak movie camera, and there was approximately 59 seconds of footage. Frame 352, however, has become the iconic, most important frame of all time, showing the creature turning back to look right at the camera. So that's what we're talking about today. And at this table, at this podcast, there are three very different opinions about this film. And I'm excited to get into it with all y'all. So what do you got there, Brett? What do you got there, Jerry? Let's talk about it a little bit. First of all, let's open it up by saying where we stand on the film.
Okay.
You want to do that at the beginning?
I do, because that way, if any of us changes anybody's mind, then we'll know that at the end of the film, right?
Yeah. I'm at the point where it's 100% fake. I think it's 100%.
I think it's 100% real.
And I'm exactly in the middle.
If you can believe that, me and Brett are on the opposite ends there, and Jerry's in the one hanging us together. Like, hey, it's okay.
You've taken my spot. Sometimes I'm on the
You
fence.
usually are.
I usually lean towards what Steve's.
You and I swap
Yeah,
Yeah,
spots.
the good side. Tonight, you're a total Darth Vader.
I wanted. Listen, all right. So let's get into it. So I wanted. So as I was researching this, I wanted to believe it so freaking bad.
And I 100% believe that because you, like Steve, believe
Yeah.
every conspiracy.
And I
theory.
believe that Bigfoot's real, and it'd be awesome if there was some footage. But once you start to get into this, Patterson was a filmmaker. He made some movies, and he had started his own foundation to basically fund this search of Bigfoot. I guess it started when he read a book about the Abominable Snowman, right? And he ended up publishing a book called Abominable Snowman: The Legend Come to Life. I think that was in 1961, which included accounts of Bigfoot type creatures. And so anyways, he had money invested in this being successful, right? And there's even people who have talked about like he had a check that bounced like shortly before this film was recorded. Again, the whole how he met Gimlin was an actor in one film that he was doing. There was even somebody who came out and said that they made ape costume for him. And the big one, so if we always talk about, is this real, or is this story real, or is it fake? Well, what motive do they have for this being real? He had a lot of motive for this to be, considered real, right? For this to be successful. That again, thousands of his dollars of his own money was put into this. We were even talking before the episode where he had sold portions of his company to different people, and it was over 100%.
Yes. He was sold 40% to this one, 60% to that one, 30 to that one. Yeah, and he lost several lawsuits based upon this as well.
And the thing that kind of was the kicker for me, so again, all that stuff kind of was like, it sort of made me think that maybe there's something kind of fishy about this. Bob Hieronymus,
Believe it or not, that's his real name.
that is his real name. I might be butchering the
No,
pronunciation.
that's exactly how he says it.
But in 1999, he came out and said that he was in a gorilla suit and acted in this film. And what we were talking about too is one of the reasons that he came out and said it. I guess Patterson promised him $1,000 and never paid him. And if you look, there's some footage of Bob walking, and if you just honestly, Steve's seen it, and I don't see, even Jerry, I really don't see how you're not like, oh, that's a done deal.
I agree. Well,
Because the whole
first back up and tell them the video you're talking about compared to, explain the two videos.
yeah, so there's one video of Bob just walking in front of a barn or something like that. And if they put it side by side with the video with the Patterson Gimlin film, and it is identical. The way he walks, the way he moves his arms, even when he turns around, it's the exact same. Like you can, like where he's got a little bit of a hunch in his shoulders, that's there. Like the length, the proportions of his body,
the
are the
proportion of
exact
his
same.
arms, legs, everything.
And I was watching a video where VFX artists were dissecting the film, and they were even saying how you would expect that this is a different creature than a human, that the bone structure would be different, that the way it moved would be different. But there's nothing that stands out that's not human. Like all the proportions are very human. Like they were showing videos of a gorilla walking, and you can see just where the distribution of mass is different than a human. The way it walks, the way it moves its arms is completely different. So, and that kind of goes against what some special effects people say, which is, well, this would be very hard to reproduce. Like I know some people in the 60s were claiming that to be the case. I don't know. I feel like I'm like talking a lot here, but
That's okay, because Bob Hieronymus is approximately 6 foot tall. Most of the scientists that review the Patterson Gimlin film says that the creature in there was 7 to 7.5 feet.
how do they determine that?
Most scientists do not say that. Some.
Because that area is like overgrown now. Like you can't even really go into it anymore.
Right.
So like they wouldn't have anything to reference it off of. And honestly, if you look at it, so even if this creature was 7 foot, the proportions of his body are identical to the human. It still wouldn't make sense. I mean, you could take that silhouette of Bob and just put it right on top of the Bigfoot video.
I'm sure you could probably do that too, right?
What do you mean?
You could probably make that stance and be put on by a computer generation.
Right, but
now.
if this is a different creature than a human, it's gonna walk differently than. And even if you listen to some of the people who talk about Bigfoot sightings that they've seen, they say he's like the most graceful creature that they've ever seen. He walks super quickly. I mean, you can tell that he's not just a bear or not just a human. He's like something different that they've never seen before. Like this is like, again, you shouldn't be able to replicate it that easily. And again, he's just walking. I don't know.
You ever
go
gotten
ahead.
down on all fours and walk like a dog?
Yeah, and it doesn't look right, right? Because my legs are too long,
So
so
you're
my
telling
butt's
me-
up in the air. That's what I'm saying. You would see something different. Like I couldn't walk like an ape. Like I mean, I could try and replicate it, but my legs are too long. My arms are not long enough. Like I don't have my mass is not distributed the same way that a gorilla is. Right? It's got more muscle, so when it's moving its arms, there's
your
more
assumption
mass.
is that Bigfoot is a gorilla,
I'm just saying, well, it's definitely not human.
right? No,
And
I've
he's
never
saying
met a
that the
researcher
video-
that said that Bigfoot was a gorilla. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just saying that it's a creature
Very
different than human.
gorilla-like, very ape-like.
Yeah, very similar.
which we are.
So,
I mean,
you're trying to make a big distinction, but it's usually very ape-like is the description.
and what do
that
people?
walks upright, more like a man. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
Bigfoot doesn't necessarily walk like a gorilla, and we're talking about a walking creature here. That's the distinction. I'm not
Okay.
trying to say
Gotcha.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
gotcha.
is that most reports show Bigfoot walking bipedal on 2 feet, not like on all fours like most gorillas tend to do most of the time. Yeah, they're
I
like
agree.
bear. They'll get up on 2 feet for a little while and do whatever, but they're
But not
usually
normal.
normally they're on 4 feet or they're in a tree.
I mean, those are really some of the main things I wanted to talk. I mean, there are definitely people who have come out and said, like I think Jane Goodall even called it compelling back in the 70s. Disney and
She passed
Universal.
away in the last 2 or 3 weeks, didn't she?
Did she really?
Sure did.
I thought
Wow.
I heard that.
And there was some even people back in the 60s and 70s, like I said, special effects people who said that it would have been very hard to recreate. So I mean, there are arguments that this is legitimate. I really do think that there's just too much against it.
Couple things. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Couple things I would like to add to that. And you already briefly brought them up. I would like to expand on a couple areas. His book, Do Abdominal Snowmen of America Really Exist? He self-published in 1966, the year before. And when you look at the sales of the book up until the Patterson-Gimlin film, they were basically non-existent. They hadn't begun to cover expenses. And when you're talking about a self-published book, that's saying something. In other words, that there was, forget profits. Profits weren't going to happen unless something dramatically changed America's interest in Sasquatch Bigfoot. You mentioned that he was a filmmaker. Let's go into that a little more. He not only was a filmmaker, starting in May or June of 1967, he began filming a docudrama or a pseudo-documentary. This is according to Wikipedia. The subject of the film he was making was about cowboys being led by an old miner and a wise Indian tracker on a hunt for what? Bigfoot. He was currently attempting to make a movie about Bigfoot.
And Gimlin was the one playing the Indian tracker,
Gimlin
right?
was the Indian tracker
Yeah.
in the film. Question for you. Can you make a film about Bigfoot without having Bigfoot in it? Earlier, Steve was seeming to question why he would have had a Bigfoot costume. Well, maybe because he was making a film. This is not disputed. This we know. He was searching for Bigfoot. Gimlin was one of the actors. So was Bob Hieronymus.
Right.
Bob Hieronymus was one of the actors. Bob Hieronymus has a contract where he was told he was going to be paid $1,000 for his part. He was never paid, which he later claimed years later after the event is when Bob Hieronymus come out and said, guys, I was the one wearing the suit. And they're like, why are you now coming out and telling us? He's like, because I did my part. I did what I was asked. I did what I signed up for. They didn't do their part. They didn't pay me the $1,000. He has the contract where he was told there's no, you can't prove no one ever gave him a check, right? Nothing was ever cashed. Why would he have had a check for $1,000, never cashed it? That never happened. So apparently, at least that part of his story is true and accurate. So, as you were saying, there's a ton of reasons for Patterson to attempt to make it look like Bigfoot was real. There was a ton of reasons for him to try to generate interest in Bigfoot, whether it was his book from the previous year or the film that he was currently trying to make when this supposedly happened. Steve, we've told you briefly why we think that there's very good reason for it to be a fake, or at least very hard to prove that it's not. Why are you so adamant? I think you said earlier you're 100%.
100%.
So tell us why.
Well, I got a whole list. Y'all ready? Got your seatbelts on?
I'm
tray,
ready.
Tray tables locked.
I would love
in
to be
upright
convinced
position.
wrong, to be honest.
First of all, Patty shows natural foot roll heel to toe, which is not compatible with human walks.
You don't think people walk heel to toe?
No. People walk heel to toe. Primates walk with the break in the middle of the foot. That's the way, because of their mass, that's how they distribute their mass. And this is a point that people like the very recently passed away Dr. Meldrum banked his whole career on. He was on the foot scans and the foot things about the way that Patty and Bigfoot potentially walks. The shift in the hips, the torso matches a heavy muscular body. Your guy's a big dude, but he ain't big enough that should affect how he walks. And in 1967, faking a suit with that much padding, it would wobble and bounce, in my estimate. There are people today who don't believe they could have the accuracy that two old former rodeo cowboys could do in putting together a suit. And by that, I mean anatomically correct proportions, arm length, unusually long, relevant to height, clear wrist articulation, and compliant mid-foot strike, which was what I was talking about a second ago. A suit with extended arms would show shoulder deformities and or hand flopping, muscular and soft tissue movement, which when you slow down the video, you can see that, and we'll link all of these videos to the episode at the bottom. You can go to YouTube, watch the videos. We've tried to show them on the show before. It just doesn't work out so well. You can see actually glutes and thigh muscle groups moving under the fur in stabilized copies. That kind of layered motion is hard to achieve in a rug suit of that particular area. We can do it now with CGI, but it is very difficult to do in an actual physical suit. Hence, we couldn't do it with, you couldn't see that. Here's a good example. You can't see muscle movement, and even in some of Chewbacca's scenes in Star Wars, even after it became big, very, very clunky.
What did you say had been done to that film to see that? Because that film is extremely low resolution.
Sure.
I mean, when I watch it, I can't see any
Right.
muscle
Okay.
group. So what are you saying they did to the film to be able to identify
the
that?
people, the scientists who have studied it with their computer systems, and I'm not sure of the name of the system.
But you said something, image stabilization or something.
Yeah, it's image stabilization programs. It doesn't say which one, unfortunately. But it does show that when with the head turn, Patty turns, and we're just calling her Patty now, I guess.
Well, that's what it's known as.
Yeah. Patty turns her head independent from the shoulders with the smooth cervical movement. Most masks then would have been a fixed face with a limited neck mobility. And in some of the things when Bob Hieronymus was interviewed, he said he had a football helmet under the fur. I'm sorry.
His story changed.
Yeah.
His story did change a few
several
times.
That's not gonna fly if you've got a football helmet with a headpiece on it. You can't make that neck turn without something else. Obviously, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't turn your head without everything else turning in a very awkward position. Let's see. The biggest thing here for me, and Jerry and I went a little back and forth downstairs about this. Where's the suit? If it was fake and you had the suit, where's the suit?
I mean, how many years ago was it? 60?
I understand.
58 years,
Where's a picture of the suit?
the film.
No, that's not a picture of the
That's the
suit.
picture of the suit.
No. I mean, without somebody in it. Show me the suit.
59 seconds of film right there.
So let me ask you this. If you were making a hoax video and you
First of all,
had a
in
suit,
1967,
I would destroy that thing.
in
Really?
1967, to make this video from a couple of ranch hands with no experience in making a suit, there is no way you're going to convince me that that is legitimate. None. But I agree. Maybe if that's your fear, but if it is a movie prop, at
They
some
destroy
point,
props.
huh?
Most movies just destroy, like after they're done filming, a lot of that stuff just gets destroyed.
Well, I'm just saying. I think that if he thought he could have got a couple of bucks out of it, as bad as this guy is, and I'm not denying how bad of a dude he is. That's not my question. But based on what you're saying, if he thought he could sell it for a few bucks after it became famous, don't you think he would have held on to it?
Here's another thing that we haven't brought up. So how big was this camera that he's using?
We looked it up. It was 8 millimeters, 12 millimeter Kodak.
And this was in the 60s. So you're probably not. This probably isn't a handheld camera. They're probably
Probably
setting
was
this on.
handheld.
Oh,
I think
it's on your shoulder.
It's large, but I mean, yeah,
Okay.
you didn't need a tripod sitting. somewhere.
Okay. Well, so anyways, they're going to be set up here with the camera.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean?
Even the video shows that it's not what you're saying.
It's
The very first part of the video is very shaky. Like he's
the
getting
whole
it.
thing
ready.
is very shaky.
Yes. So it's not like it's on a tripod. Oh, there it is.
But he had the camera already on.
No, he didn't. The whole story is when they first saw the creature, they didn't even see it until the horses started acting funny. Then they saw the creature. He hopped off his horse because the camera was in one of the saddlebags. Got the camera out and got it. That's why there's only 53 seconds of
59.
film. 59 seconds of
Well,
film.
there is more. There is more, but not of this.
Right.
Like I saw some where he was like jumping around. Did you see that?
Who was jumping around?
The Bigfoot.
Patty? No. I didn't
I
see
saw
that.
it. I saw it in one of the videos I was watching. But
That's part of the 59 seconds.
I don't know. I don't know if it's part of that.
Sounds like to me you got bit by the AI bug.
I mean, it could have been. It could have been.
But a minute ago, you said something about if Roger Patterson could come up with this suit, this unexperienced. He was a filmmaker. You know that, right? That's what
But
he
he
did.
wasn't
for
a
living.
very good filmmaker.
I'm not saying he was. I'm saying that's
And-
what this is his profession. That's what he did for a living.
Well,
And you're small. If you're a big time filmmaker, you leave all that to the little guys. Someone else does all that.
well,
Where he was at, he was having to do for a lot of his films. He was also the costume designers. He did that. There's no record of him doing a Bigfoot costume. I'm just saying that wasn't totally out of his wheelhouse. He was a filmmaker. He did some costume design.
but he was a rodeo cowboy
Somewhere.
first. That's what he did for most of his career.
No idea about that. I'm just saying he had some experience in the field. What else you got?
Oh, sorry, you got me all off back here. That's all right. Let's see.
In your defense, the suit is like the most disputed thing, I think, as far as like its legit, like arguing for its legitimacy, because even people back then who were in this field of work, they claimed that it was very, I mean,
Hard to do.
yeah.
And that's one area where another area where Bob Hieronymus' story changed. He originally said the suit that he wore was that Patterson had killed a horse and skinned a horse, and it was a horse hide,
which is
costume.
obviously not.
which was real quickly debunked, and it was like it would weigh too much. It's impossible for that to have happened. His story then changed. So, I mean, Bob Hieronymus is not exactly the most credible witness. At the same time, there's an absolute ton of evidence, as you were saying, that Roger Patterson had a lot of vested interest in trying to make the public believe that Bigfoot was real and existed.
So let me ask you a question because this is the next part of my question. First of all, it's important to understand that Patty is called Patty because she is obviously female in this video.
Due to the breast.
Due to the breast, the function. There is now people that say that in parts of the video, in the tree line behind Patty, you can see what
you can't.
appears to be a youth. However, let's go back to 1967. I'm trying to make a movie. I'm going to make a female Bigfoot and put a dude in it, whatever. Not buying that for a second.
Why?
Well, why
What does that
would,
got to do with anything?
why would you? It follows into this. So
But dude's gonna have more muscle mass, so he's gonna be able to fill out the
I
costume. a lot better.
understand. But if I'm making a film in 1967 about a female Bigfoot, why am I going to put big old floppy breast in it as opposed to a
They're
nice?
not big floppy. You don't watch
I'm
the
looking
thing.
at them right now.
Can you
and-
show me them flopping?
Well, they're not going to because the thought process is that she's most likely lactating, and that's why they're even big. In the wild world, females don't have generally larger breasts until they're lactating.
Right.
That's all I was saying. I don't know. To me, that is a thought in 1967 for a rookie documentarian, filmmaker, whatever, who has been a cowboy his whole life, just isn't going to catch. He's either going to make the boobs like, beautiful and human like, or
I
not
don't
make
think he was
boobs at all.
that good.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think it just turned out the way it turned out. And a lot of the stuff you're talking about is not visible in that film. I've watched it multiple times, and it's too low resolution. You can't see flopping jack.
I can see boobs.
You can see boobs, no doubt. I'm not saying that, but earlier you described them as flopping boobs. I've watched the video. I've not saw
Yeah, I'm
any
watching it
flopping
right now.
boobs.
The next thing, and this is the part also that I find, and to me, this is the big one. And you guys can disagree with me all you want to, but given the terrain that this is filmed in, Patty walks way too easy, way too fast, without any interruption, without any
You can't even really see the path that it's walking on, though, right? Because I'm looking at it right now. So, like in front of it, there's all these sticks and rocks, but I mean, there could be a path there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're right. Like,
Could have
it's
also
obviously
been
walking.
prepared path.
Well, that's kind
again,
of where I was going to go.
I don't think that this guy has enough intelligence to do that. I'm sorry. I'm
he
not.
absolutely has intelligence to do that. Come on, you think he can be a filmmaker and not say we
You
need
keep
to level
saying
this path?
he's made this film. He hasn't made any other film. This is it. That's what I'm saying. I think he's a very, very, it'd be like us three going out and trying to make a film. I don't think that he is a professional filmmaker. That's all I'm saying. Huh?
Couldn't answer that. I'm still saying he's not an idiot. When you're saying he's not smart enough to level a path for a man to walk, I think
I
my
think there's a
5-year-old
lot of-
grandson could have that intelligence.
Maybe. I'm not doubting your grandson's intelligence. I'm saying that this is a guy who's desperate to make a buck.
Yeah, 100%.
That's
We
what I'm
agree
saying.
with that.
And I'm saying in doing that I'm not so sure. There's just too many inconsistencies with it being a man in a suit. That's where I fall on it. First of all, we don't have the shoot. And even people in the special effects world today said that this is a very difficult thing to do in an actual suit. It's very easy today in CGI and AI to do this, to make this video. To make this in an actual suit and make this look the way it looks. I think that's very difficult even by today's standards. I mean, Chewbacca is the best example of a high budget film trying to do something similar. And it looks like shit.
It was pretty
Sorry.
low budget.
Not the first one, sure.
Yeah, right.
But by the third or the fourth one, no, it was
Yeah.
very high budget.
No, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And it didn't change. It didn't get any better. That's all I'm saying.
The reason that I'm in between is most of what you said is true to a degree. There are scientists who will agree with everything you just said. There's also more scientists who say that it was a hoax. There's more scientists who say that it was obviously a human than it was not, which is why that I'm in between. There's evidence both ways. There's evidence that says that, yeah, they're excited. Steve, here's the dogs barking. They're
No,
having a
he's
good
not.
time.
He's ridiculous. And I
He's
want to
fine.
punt
He's
him.
being a dog. He's being a dog. But yeah, there are scientists who say that this is obviously a person. There are scientists who say that this obviously is not a person.
Yeah, that's where it's kind of confusing
It is.
because it's like, like you said, it's just there's split down the middle kind
But part of it with me is that's part of the legacy of this film.
right.
58 years later, it has not been decisively debunked. There's a lot of the majority of scientists do not believe that it proves anything. But there are some scientists who believe that it does. But 58 years later, we haven't been able to debunk it. not definitively.
And if we think of anything cryptid, UFO, whatever related, ghost related,
Most
like
of it,
scientists are always going to be a little bit more biased towards
absolutely.
it not being real.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's a credit to like this being just because scientists are saying that they don't believe it's real. I mean, I don't.
When you're
I wouldn't
claiming
discount it
something way
completely.
out of the norm, they're like, prove it. It's up to you to prove to us.
But that's why we're
that
still
that
talking about it now. Like you said, 60 years later, almost. You know, it's yeah.
That's part of the ongoing legacy of a film that, and that shows its importance. And we were talking earlier, it's to the point that if you were going to write a book, if you're going to make a film, a TV show, whatever, about anything Sasquatch related, Bigfoot related, you're probably going to at least discuss this, probably show a little bit of the film. 58 years later, it's still that important to the entire genre.
right. And just that image alone is it's
Of
the
him
face.
turning.
It's the
Yes.
face of Bigfoot. I mean, like when
It
you think
is.
of Bigfoot, that's what you think of.
And when you say that picture alone, you didn't need to describe.
Right.
We automatically know
You know
exactly what picture you're
Yeah.
talking about. The one when he turned and looked over his shoulder at the camera.
Yeah.
That's the picture. Absolutely.
The BBC in 1998 did a recreation of attempting to make a guy in a suit do the exact same thing. This is the picture. It doesn't look anything like that.
No, you're right.
I mean, everything about it is off. You see the muscular right here and down here. See, you can see the darkness in the thigh going down. That's that crease right there in the muscle. I don't know. There's nothing about this that tells me guy in a suit.
What is the, I can't see it. What's the resolution of that? Is it pretty good resolution? Can you see it clearly?
It's still kind of
They
Fuzzy.
try to make it as close to a recreation as they possibly can.
I started to say that original film is so blurry, so grainy, so low resolution. You could argue I see a lot of things that's,
I'm going to email it to you right now. So you can see it.
okay.
yeah. So like the suit in 1998, it looks a little bit hairier. Honestly, I would say that the one in 98 looks more realistic just because it looks more animal like. Like the hair is kind of displaced more matted, whereas like
And that's part of the
That was-
problems with this one.
right is that the hair is like kind of
It looks too
combed,
groomed, too
yeah.
perfect, too neat, too
Right.
yeah. Which again, it almost comes down to: are you trying to prove it's fake or a hoax? Or are you trying to prove it's real? Because that film, the original, is so grainy, so low resolution, you can't. A lot of the stuff we're talking about, it's too neat. How do you prove that from a film that's, what was it, 60, 70 yards away
Yeah.
on an extremely low resolution film? I don't know how you prove any of that,
right.
for or against.
Yeah. This is a tough one. This is the most back and forth we've had, I think, on something like this. That's what we were talking about when you went downstairs. Is the fact that we're still talking about this 60 years later just shows that. I mean, at the very least, he did a great job making this film.
He did. No doubt.
At
If
the
it was
very
a
least,
fake,
yeah.
it was a very good fake at the time.
It would be a very good fake today. That's the problem. That's the problem I have.
No,
with it.
it wouldn't be a very good fake today. As you mentioned, we can take AI and 2 minutes later come out with a much better. Well, you're talking about in today's world.
I'm
Today's
saying
world, that's
with
how
a
you do
guy
it.
in a suit, it's a good fake in today's world.
This is-
Obviously, AI and CGI and all that is off the charts. I mean, we've all seen Marvel movies.
Here's something that I read somewhere and I agree with it. In recent years, the Patterson-Gimlin film has undergone technological reanalysis using AI, machine learning, and advanced video stabilization techniques, part of what you was talking about earlier. Researchers have enhanced resolution, corrected camera shake, and even attempted biometric modeling of the creature's gait and proportions. These efforts have yielded new interpretations. Some analysts argue that the musculature and limb movement suggest a non-human subject, while others maintain it's a man in a suit, albeit a very convincing one. The debate, even today, remains unresolved.
Yeah,
That to me kind of sums it up.
100%.
With all the tools that we have available to us today, we can't prove one way or the other if it was a fake or if it was actually a non-human Bigfoot.
Crazy, right?
It is.
So at the end of this, you want to go around and see if anybody's minds have changed?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
See if this is newsworthy or not.
Well, I think that's obvious, whether our minds have changed or not. It is what it is. I just can't imagine it not being.
Yeah, it's a part of really cryptid history in general, not necessarily Bigfoot, but and it's so iconic. I mean, the image is still. I mean, look at that Sasquatch Drive picture right there. I mean, that it's almost the exact. The movements, the silhouette is still used today. So yeah, I would definitely say it's newsworthy. I would say, as far as where I land on if it's real or not, I may be 90%. You might have dropped me like another 10%. I still think it's a man in a suit, but I do recognize that there is a lot of things that make it like I see where you're coming from. I'll say that.
Well, I would like to, before we go around, I would also like to point out that this is not the only Bigfoot footage that people have a real, obviously there's a bunch of footage out there, but there are very few that people really believe this is real. And even Buck last week, when we talked to him, one of the things that I liked that he said most was, why were they recording? Or maybe it was Jeff. That's the first question. Why were you recording this particular site when you saw what you saw?
We're making a movie.
No, I'm not talking about these guys. These
Oh,
guys, and this guy wasn't making a movie. He had to dig the thing out of his.
Well, you had the camera there for a reason.
Yeah.
He
What
was
guy
wanting-
wasn't making a movie? Roger Patterson?
At the very moment they saw this, they
Well, he had
weren't
a
making
camera.
movie.
He
had
says
the
he
camera with
wasn't.
him. No.
All the
Right.
skeptics say he absolutely was.
Okay,
But
so
anyways, yeah.
So I would direct your attention to the Freeman footage of 1994. Broad daylight, decent proximity. Guy was making a foot cast when he noticed that it was above his, and he actually saw it like moving in front. He was very close to it. The reason he had a video camera out for a reason. He was video recording him making the cast. His reactions when he saw it would be something like you and I would have. Oh crap! What is that? Look at that.
He was
It
making
wasn't
a cast of what?
footprints. He was doing
What kind of footprints?
Like a Bigfoot
the
footprint.
Bigfoot,
Oh, Bigfoot. Okay.
Bigfoot cast. That's
Okay.
what he was doing.
I got you.
Excuse me. The next one I would have you look out is Marble Mountain, California in 2001.
You sound like you need a Jolly Rancher.
No, I don't. Please.
Just trying to help.
I need my dang heartburn medicine to work. I switched back. I switched away from it because it stops working after a while if you take it for so long. And I went back to the one that I used to like really well, but it's not doing a very good job. So apparently it still doesn't work very good. The Nexium. Anywho, Marble Mountain 2001, that's Marble Mountain, California. Now this is a very long zoom. It's very difficult to see. But they were actually exploring some what they thought was structures. And up on the ridge, they see a Bigfoot walking. And they think it's a Bigfoot mainly because of the gait, the speed at which it's going up and down this particular ridge, and its size compared to some of the trees. Very good picture. And then Paul Freeman's Blue Mountain clips from the late 80s, early 90s. They're shorter.
So this is the same guy from '94, Paul Freeman.
Yeah. And then there is the Memorial Day footage from 1996. That's in Washington, a family picnic. Subject crosses a clearing very quickly. Arm swing looks very heavy, not costumey. they have a camera out because they're recording the family get together. And that's real. There's a couple of more, but they're kind of on the fringe. But those are also very good, videos. The biggest problem, and Jerry, you and I have talked about this, the world's getting a lot smaller if you're a 7 foot tall ape-like creature in the woods. However, AI could totally dispute and do far more damage to any real scientific research than a fake photo could, in my opinion. AI is going to be one of those things that
The fake video.
everything you see now is going to be fake, even if it's real. He could come up and shake your hand, and you would probably think that's fake. Because
One of the going along with that line of thought, what AI can't fake is DNA evidence.
right,
And it's getting more and more to the point of, we've talked about this. Dinosaurs lived when? How many millions of years ago? How many dinosaur bones have we found? And we're claiming that these huge friggin' animals that are ginormous and are huge and would require a lot of food. And we can't find one single piece of DNA evidence. We can't find one bone. We can't find nothing. We can find dinosaur entire skeletons from millions of years ago.
that's not.
Somewhere along what's not true.
We've never found a complete
The
dinosaur
majority.
skin.
Maybe not every single bone. How many if you want to get technical, how many Bigfoot bones have we found?
No, I know. I'm not.
No,
saying-
how many?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do.
Zero.
Zero. Ever. Because if we find one, the debate's over. You have DNA evidence that proves this is not known to man. This DNA does not exist according to everything known previously. Zero.
I get it.
So somewhere along the line, we're going to have definitive evidence. And I agree, AI's gotten to the point that I don't know if it can even be a photo or a video because it can be faked.
Did
You
you
can't
know
fake the DNA.
that just this last year, for the first time ever, we found a brand new species of killer whales in Antarctica?
I did not. But that type of stuff happens.
That's what I'm saying. There are, this world is, we get the impression as humans, as we know all, see all, do all. Over half of Canada is uninhabited. Over half. It's twice as big as the United States. 74 million acres in the United States is uninhabited. You get out west, that number is really big. You get up in the Northeast, it's very big.
Matter.
Plenty. All I'm saying is there's
Right.
plenty of habitat for something to get lost in. That's all. What's
Well,
going to
I-
happen if it's found, in my opinion, is Charlie Schwashabanger is going to get blitzed one night, be driving down a mountain road, and run his car into one of these.
Or a hunter kill one.
Yeah,
So
I mean, why haven't hunters? Why don't we have more evidence of hunters who, by the way, now often have the camera in their
Mhm.
scope,
Yeah.
so they could easily, while they're hunting, oh shit, and start.
or even
filming.
just like cameras in,
The
put
trail
out for-
cams.
yeah, trail cams. Yeah.
well, I don't. That's what I'm saying. The world's getting smaller
It
for
is.
there, but
It is.
those are also the most credible sightings for me is hunters when they see something.
I don't hear many of those. Do you?
Yeah,
For Bigfoot,
yeah.
you'll have to start showing me some of them because I've
I
not seen
will.
them.
and
I have not
it's
sold
kind
them.
of the same deal. It's like, oh, the shit, there's a Bigfoot. Oh, let me get my camera. Oh, it's gone. By the time you realize, oh, I need to get a camera, I need to get a pic, I need to do whatever, it's gone. So I don't know. Les Shroud is Survivor Man. He's 100% believer. That tells me, he's been in every environment known to humankind on the planet.
You talking about just in
alone.
Bigfoot alone?
Huh?
Like you're a believer in Bigfoot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, which I am too. I mean, I think that there's definitely something out there. I just
You just don't think this is proof of it?
I just think, yeah.
Interesting. But you're going to say something.
I read something that I really believe. The Patterson Gimlin footage has also become a symbol of belief versus skepticism. It almost shows more about the viewer than it does about the film itself, as far as what you see. What is it you see? Do you see a clever fabrication? Do you lean toward wonder or doubt? But it's Brett and I was talking earlier. Part of its legacy is to this day. If you're going to write a book, if you're going to have a movie, a TV show about Bigfoot, you're going to be talking about this film. Even today, 58 years later, it's become part of the American folklore. It's joined the ranks of Roswell, the Loch Ness Monster, Mothman. It's at that level, if not above any of those. So whether it's proof or not proof of Bigfoot is almost irrelevant at this point. Because even if you and I are right, because I would lean toward the fact that it's not accurate, that it's not real. And we believe that it was Roger Patterson trying to drum up interest in his book or the film he was currently filming. If that's true, it friggin' worked. It certainly drummed up a hell of a lot of interest in Bigfoot for far longer and far wider audience, I'm sure, than he ever dreamed of.
Well, that also doesn't account for the fact that every single culture with writing since the beginning of time has had some sort of Bigfoot encounter and written about it.
What doesn't account for that?
Just if you even for argument's sake, the video is fake.
No, we're
All of
not.
those
You
is
seem to think that
accurate.
we're trying to say that Bigfoot isn't real and this is proof. We're not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that we think the film may not be real. That has nothing to do, in my opinion, and Brett
Right,
has said
yeah,
it several
yeah.
times, that it doesn't affect his overall view of the authenticity of Bigfoot.
All right, let's go around the table, shall we? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I 100% believe the video is real. 100%. Not even 99%.
I mean, like I said before, maybe 90-10. Like there is some arguments, but I overall I'm fairly confident that it's a dude in a suit. But
I started off at 50-50, and I'm now 65-35. 65 that it's fake, 35 that it's real. So, yeah, we're still as split as we ever were, I guess.
Well, I still think, regardless of how we feel about the video, I think it definitely we can all agree it deserves more news coverage.
Absolutely. Thumbs up.
People's careers have been made and lost on this film, which is what blows me away. It's crazy. Anyhow, so what are we doing this weekend, Jerry? Saturday, real quick before we get off of here, since you're going to.
We're going to
open another-
Cynthiana to see
No.
the.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not. We're not going to Tommy's.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. This weekend we are going to the cemetery in Cynthiana to
No,
spend the
Jerry.
night
No,
on the
we're not.
ground with the Akers.
No, we're not.
I heard
That
you guys
is-
did it live.
Yes, we are. That is after Saturday morning when we're going to Crossville, Tennessee for the Bigfoot Festival. What's the name of the
The
festival?
UC Bigfoot Festival, Upper Cumberland Bigfoot Festival in Crossville, Tennessee. If you're anywhere near Central Tennessee, come see us there. It's great. It's $5 admission. All proceeds from this festival goes to help local veterans
Great
and veteran
cause.
charities.
Great cause.
And they have a silent auction. There's going to be blooming million vendors. We're going to be there. We're going to
Isn't
be.
there some other celebrities going to be there?
Yes, there are. There's going to be a lot of people there.
Some people we just interviewed last week.
The crew from Sons of Appalachia, Buck and Huck and Wild Bill and Jeff will all be down there, signing autographs, taking pictures, all those good things. When you get done with them, come see us. Tell us about your encounter. We'd love to talk to you and get you on air.
Yes, we
So,
would. And then if you can't afford the $5, Saturday night, Central Kentucky, Cynthiana Cemetery, free of charge. Come on down.
come on down. But yes, come see us at the UC Bigfoot Festival. It's our final festival of the year. I can't wait. It's going to be a hoot. This is our first time at this festival, but I'm told that it's a wonderful time. And again, it's for an amazing
It
cause.
is.
So yes, it costs $5 to get in. That is what money well spent.
And that's per car.
Yeah. So absolutely.
Oh
Come
yeah,
see us.
that's dirt cheap.
Yeah, it's great. And they do silent auctions, they give away stuff. So by all means, please come down and see it. Support a good cause anywhere near Crossville, Tennessee. Man, this has been an interesting episode. If you'll stay tuned, we have a great bonus story after this commercial break.
Hi, this is Ed Locke with USA Mortgage. Buying your first home can be overwhelming, but here are 5 tips to make the process go smoother. Number 1, find a lender, me, Ed Locke, that can answer any questions you might have and help you get pre-approved. There are multiple options available based on your situation. Number 2, work with a real estate agent you can trust. Number 3, don't rush the process. Take your time and know that the process could take some time. Number 4, consider all the costs. Number 5, get a home inspection and review it with your realtor. Keep these tips in mind, budget for yourself, and you'll be that much closer to making your dream of homeownership a reality. So reach out to me at 502-680-0953. NMLS ID 448908, DAS Acquisition Company, LLC, doing business as USA Mortgage, NMLS ID 227262. This is not a commitment to lend. Additional terms and conditions apply. USA Mortgage is an equal housing opportunity.
Want to suggest future episodes? Share your ghost, cryptid, or personal encounter stories? Or let us know how much you love or hate us. Reach out to us at newsworthywithstevenjerry.com.
And now, back to the story.
Wendigo. The Wendigo beast is a skinny, fearsome, emaciated, part man, part deer creature, haunting and terrifying. The Wendigo is a creature of the night. It lives in the forest of the north and preys on men, women, and children. The creature used to be a man, but due to the man's evil deeds of cannibalism and murder, the man was turned into an ever-hungry beast, cursed to wander the woods at night, looking for more victims. The indigenous Algonquin and Ojibwa legend, word Wendigo, also spelled Wendigo, just Windigo, has few meanings. One translation is spirit of lonely places. Another is evil spirit that devours mankind. Some indigenous storytellers say the Wendigo can curse humans and lead them to their death by possessing them with an eerie human-like voice. The Wendigo is said to have the ability to possess men's minds and turn them into Wendigos. Indigenous legend has it that the Wendigo symbolizes insatiable greed, selfishness, and violence. As the story goes, a man who displays these traits may risk turning into a Wendigo, Jerry. Ojibwa teacher and scholar Basil Johnson had this to say about Wendigo beast. The Wendigo has a desiccated skin tightly pulled over its bones, with the bones pushing out and the complexion of an ash gray of death. Its eyes pushed deep back into the sockets. The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton, recently deterred from the grave. What lips said had it tattered and bloody, unclean and suffering from many, many menstruations of the flesh. Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and destruction. So if you're visiting Minnesota and you trail into the woods, be sure not to trail into the world of Wendigo. Guys, tonight's episode is brought to you by the Home of Possibility and USA Mortgage. Please reach out to Ed Locke at 502-680-0953 for all your home mortgage needs, including refinancing. Also brought to you by our sponsor, Smoking Gun Jerky of Lincoln, Nebraska. With over 50 different kinds of jerky, you're sure to find something you like. Be sure to use the code CRYPTID10 for an amazing discount. And Jerry, if you can't see the light,
Be the light.